My name's Cory. I've been a client of Lexington Law for about 8 months. Lived in Austin, Texas, about 5 years now. I work in IT for an e-commerce website. Outside of work, I play a lot of golf, play fantasy sports like a lot of guys. Got my first credit card in college, and then like a lot of college kids didn't have a lot of money to pay it. I majored in economics and I studied finance in school, and yet none of this was taught to me. Right? And so then maybe there's a bigger flaw there in our education system, but some very practical stuff that you kind of, for some people, have to learn the hard way. It wasn't like my life was completely altered or hindered in some negative way, but I was definitely paying a little extra money at a lot of different places along the way, higher interest rates, additional security deposits. Certainly I didn't think my credit score was an accurate representation of what I brought to the table personally, professionally, from an accountability standpoint even. So when I was first deciding what to do about, to improve my credit score and to improve my report, I started off sending some letters on my own. And it's a lot of work, it really is. There's a lot of letters, there's a lot of, I had a big Excel spreadsheet tracking when I had sent, who I'd sent it to, then I gotta send it back to a bureau. I think in choosing to work with a law firm like Lexington Law, I was not only able to make less work for myself, but also certainly expedite the process as well. Nobody comes into these situations excited to talk about this stuff, right? You've screwed up in college, or missed a couple credit card payments or whatever it was, and you're a little embarrassed about it. It was refreshing how enjoyable the people were to talk to, and they weren't judgmental. They were understanding. Their goal was not to talk about the past, but to talk about the future. The Lexington Law has helped me get rid of all those big blemishes on 2 out of my 3 reports, and I know they're working on the 3rd one. I would say Lexington Law has been very transparent, very clear with their process, how they're going about working on your behalf, whether that be via email or phone calls or push text messages, things like that. I think a lot of folks think about, as they get to their late 20s and late 30s, their goal is to buy a house and eventually to have a family and all of those things. And so while it may not be a concrete goal, I think my goal is to make those next big stages of my life as easy as possible for myself.